Hi, this is Lisa. Welcome to the Salutations Intermediate practice. I hope that you watched the intro video. If you haven't, then please go ahead and watch it. I explain a little bit more about what salutations are and why there are different types of them there in that video. If you have and if you're ready to practice, then we will go ahead and flow in a moment. But just before we do it, once again, this Sun Salutations flow is taken from Ashtanga yoga. This is quite a challenging one for the body, so it usually requires some preparation, and it needs especially the top of the body, the shoulders and the core to be quite strong. So if you're practicing this for the first time and it feels a little bit challenging, please don't worry. This is how it always feels, and this is very normal. So just see how it feels, and if this is a regular practice for you, then once again, welcome, and let's flow together. So Sun Salutations Intermediate, or Sun Salutations from Ashtanga pose, consists of two different sequences, and they're called Sun Salutations or Surya Namaskar A and Surya Namaskar B. Today we will do 5 Sun Salutations A and 5 Sun Salutations B. We will start each round in a little bit slower way with more explanations, and then as we continue we will flow with the breath. So find yourself standing on top of the mat. Big toes are together, heels are slightly apart, legs are strong and engaged. We want to think about engaging the kneecaps and pulling them up, so the legs are really strong and grounded. The tailbone is tucked in, the shoulders are rolled back and relaxed, arms are down by your sides. Sun Salutations A. With an inhale, we want to bring the arms up overhead, slight back bend at the top, hips are going forward, so we're not arching the lower back here, but rather making a curve with the whole body. Palms are parallel to each other, and we want to open from the shoulders. Exhale, fold forward. With an inhale, we want to come halfway up. Here it's important that the back is straight and parallel to the floor. So maybe you can do it with your hands on the mat, maybe you need to bring them off the mat, maybe you want to bring them on your thighs and come even higher, whatever works for you. All variations are good here. Exhale, place the hands on the mat, step both legs back, come to a plank pose. With the next exhale, we're going to lower down. First, shift your weight a little bit forward, so shoulders come a little bit further than the wrists, and then lower down with the elbows close to the body. Look down, Chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Here the thighs are off the mat, feet are together, and we want to bring the hips off the mat as well. Push through the hands, open the chest to look up. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Shift your hips up and back, come to downward facing dog. Find a nice alignment in down dog. First of all, make sure that your back, your neck and your arms are all in one line. We want to press firmly through the palms, fingers are spread, shoulders are away from the ears, head and neck are completely relaxed. Find that nice line with your back, and then once you found that, we want to start straightening the knees and sinking the heels into the mat. We want the weight to be equally distributed between the hands and the legs, and we want to press the chest towards the thighs. So we usually stay here for 5 breaths. As I was talking you through it, that was around 5 breaths. So with the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front between your hands, make a big step to the front of the mat and come halfway up. With an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, palms in front of your chest and down by your sides. This was one round of sun salutations A. We will do 4 more of them together, so 5 in total. Once again, strong foundational pose. Inhale, arms up and overhead, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up, find some space. Exhale, palms on the mat, step or light hop back and find yourself in chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Thighs are off the mat, push through the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in the back of the mat. Long, deep breaths into the lower belly. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front, step or light hop to the front of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing, arms overhead, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, palms in front of your chest and down by your sides. 3 more rounds. Inhale, arms up, slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward. With the next inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands on the mat, step or hop back, plank pose, and with an exhale, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, come up to up facing dog. Open the chest here. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here at the back of the mat. Deep, long breaths. We want to make them equal as well, the inhalations and exhalations to be equal. Two more breaths here at the back of the mat. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front. Maybe lightly hop to the front of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up, overhead. Exhale, palms in front of your chest and down by your sides. Inhale, arms up, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank or hop to chaturanga. Inhale, come to upward facing dog. Really push with the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here to rest. Deep inhale and exhale. 4 more. Make sure you press with the hands, you press your chest back, fingers are spread on the mat, index fingers are pointing to the front. Keep the micro bend in the elbows to avoid hyperextension in the elbows. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front, step or hop to the front of the mat. Come halfway up. With an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, palms in front of your chest and down by your sides. 1 more round together like this. I hope that you start to memorizing it, or maybe you're already familiar with this flow. But this is really nice, as I said before, to just do it in your own time. Inhale, arms up, overhead, slight back bend at the top. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back to plank pose. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more, four more actually. Four more inhales and exhales here. With each exhale, see if you can straighten the knees a little bit more and bring the heels closer to the mat. Keep pressing the palms in the mat firmly. 2 more breath cycles here. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front, step to the front of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms overhead, slide back, bend. Exhale, palms in front of your chest and down by your sides. So this was Sun Salutations A, and we will continue into Sun Salutations B. Today we will do 3 rounds of Sun Salutations B, but feel free to, of course, build your practice in whatever way works for you. Traditionally, we do 5 Sun Salutations A and 5 Sun Salutations B at the beginning of every Ashtanga practice sequence. So once again, find yourself standing at the top of the mat, feet are together, big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Find your breath. And with an inhale, bend the knees, bring the arms overhead, sink the hips back. Chair pose. Imagine like you're trying to sit on the imaginary chair. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, come halfway up, open the shoulders. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back or hop back to plank and then lower to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. With the next inhale, bring the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it between the hands. Bring the left foot on the mat at 45 degrees, flat on the mat. With an inhale, bring yourself up to warrior 1. Sink the hips down. Press the back of the back foot into the mat for more stability. Exhale, hands on the mat, step the right leg back, plank pose, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing on the left side. With an inhale, bring the left leg up, hips are pointing down. Exhale, step it to the front. Inhale, bring your arms up, back foot comes flat on the mat, warrior 1. Exhale, hands on the mat, step the left leg back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. This is a very nice place and the only place to catch your breath. As I said at the beginning, this is quite demanding practice. Requires a little bit more of a preparation, so if it doesn't come easy, don't worry, but also you will see how with each day you feel stronger and stronger if you practice this only on the daily basis. 2 more breaths here. Press firmly through the palms, press the chest towards the thighs. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front, step or lightly hop to the front of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. With an inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing, bring the arms back, slide back, bend, exhale, palms in front of your chest and down by your sides. 2 more rounds like this. With an inhale, bring the arms up, sink the hips down, bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step to plank and lower down, hop to chaturanga. Inhale, come to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. With an inhale, right leg comes up. Hips are pointing to the down to the mat. Exhale, step to the front. Lower the back heel down. With an inhale, bring yourself up to warrior one. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step the back leg down, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, inhale, bring the left leg up in the sky. Hips are square. Exhale, step it between the palms. Lower the back heel down. With an inhale, bring yourself up to warrior one. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step the left foot back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here to rest. Feel free to paddle out your legs or just do whatever movements feel good before you find some stability and some stillness in a down dog. Here really want to focus on the hands, and let's bring our attention there. So we want to press all 5 fingers firmly into the mat. See, if you're pressing the outsides or the insides of the hands into the mat more, maybe the fingers, what we really want to aim for is to have the hands flat on the mat, pressing through the whole surface of the palms. This will just help us to find a little bit more rest here. Although it may sound like that's not possible, but it really is a resting pose once we practice it, and it becomes just a little bit more familiar to our body. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front, step or lightly hop to the front of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. With the next inhale, come all the way up, come to chair pose. Exhale, bring the arms down and palms in front of your chest. We haven't done the chair pose at the end of the first sequence, so if you do this practice again, just remember there is a chair pose at the beginning and at the end of this flow. Let's flow one more time together. Inhale, come to chair pose, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up, maybe hands off the mat. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back to plank, lower down to chaturanga or hop back straight to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog, strong up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. With the next inhale, bring the right leg up. Here I like to cheat a little bit and also work on opening my hips. So sometimes I bend the knee and open the right hip. This is not a traditional variation, but it feels really good. If you do that, make sure your chest is pointing forward and your shoulders are in one line. Step that foot between the hands, and with an exhale, lower the back foot down and come to warrior one. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step the right leg back, come to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Strong inhale, bring the left leg up, maybe bend the knee and open the left leg to the side, open the left hip. Exhale, place it between the hands. Lower the right foot on the mat. Inhale, come to warrior one. Exhale, palms on the mat. Step back, lower to chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Time to catch the breath for me as well. For all of us practicing together, take a deep inhale and exhale. Few more breaths. Again, it's up to you for how long you stay here really, but traditionally it's 5 breaths at the back of the mat between the sequences. With the next inhale, come high on your toes, bend the knees, look at the front, step or lightly hop to the front of the mat, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. With an inhale, come all the way up, sink down to chair pose. Exhale, hands down by your sides, and then bring the palms in front of your chest. Take a moment to just finish this practice once again. You can do as many rounds of this as feel good to you. I usually do 5 of Sun Salutations A and 5 of Sun Salutations B in the morning. It feels really good and energizing for the body. So this is something that you can adopt as a practice too. I hope that you enjoyed this slightly more challenging variation of Sun Salutations, and have a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste.